we're having problems. So according to what God laid down from the Garden of Eden in the book of Genesis, I believe there is one man for one woman. No, 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 because I believe whatever God does is well done. And so, evangelists, some people will use that and say, well, now that we have multiplication of women, how about we take 300? But you realize that even, let's just look again, Evangelist Tomlin, because when we look and see, even in this society, when the men maybe eventually settle down with one woman, they already sleep with 10 more. They leave 10 broken hearts, because since women, they leave 10 broken hearts, 15 broken homes, 15 children without a father. All kind of stuff just follow behind it. And so we find out that it seems to create a lot of chaos. If we could just find it in our hearts to stay with one. It's either or, this or that. Even in the Word of God, as we're looking into the Word of God, it's always either or, this or that. God or mammon, yes or no. And we find out that anything that's in between that, the Bible said it comes of sin. So as much as we want to say, okay, it wasn't enough, we believe that what God did from the beginning is the foundation of what we should do in our lives, even as far as it pertains to man and wife relationship.
Continue on the same line.
Yes.
In Isaiah, by the way, I'm playing. In Isaiah, it said, because you notice even how babies are born, and now we have more girls than boys. I don't know if it's statistically proven. And so Isaiah said, in that day, because there was a shortage of men, 7 women will take hold of one man. Is there a place for one person?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a place for one person. Because even in the and we see it happening even right now before our eyes. Lord help me, Jesus. I'm not, Sister Sheila, look here. Don't come here, come cause no problem in our Sunday school class. Because we find out that these days, men are short because they're in a prison. Men are short because they're in some little hole somewhere doing all that. They're high on drugs. Men are short because they're running down other men. Lord help me, Jesus. And so we find out that that prophecy is actually being fulfilled right now. And so you have one man, and if you're not careful, Sister Sheila, you have to hold on for your husband quick. Sister Bridget, don't make nobody come too close to them, because at the end of the day, them sometimes, and everybody are not all that live in Israel, Brother Steve, are Israelites. So I'm just saying, Yeah.
So, lady.
Yes.
I'm looking to my right.
Yes.
But I'm just smiling here because where Evangelist Tomlin went, the question there, because see what happened, she stopped a few times short, because even with the 7 women and the 1 man, when you go through that particular passage, you find that it was a punishment or a curse that was placed on them based on their attitude towards God. It's as man to have more of what they want other than having what God said they ought to have, then these things do happen. If you look in Matthew, and I was just looking at Matthew 19, he's responding to a particular question as far as divorce. Just to answer the 1-man thing, because I do believe that there is room for just one. Evangelist Tomlin asked a question earlier in there if it's safe to say then that maybe women were short, why or men were short, why they had several women and so on. I was looking at that and I said maybe in the Old Testament it was permitted to increase the population. But even in permission doesn't mean that it's only room for one. If you happen to look at what took place with Hannah, you find that the prophet, was it what was Samuel's father's name? He could only love one, so he loved the barren woman. Thank you. He loved the barren woman, and he despised the other one. God now came and played a role in there where he allowed the woman to have more children than the barren woman, many children. So you find that it's only room really when you're going to talk about love for one. I'm coming there, evangelist. But look at what Jesus now said when they asked him the question about divorce. Jesus says, here he is responding, and here he says to them, he says, for this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave unto his wife.